Welcome back to Walsall Fan TV. Reaction for Wimbledon 2, Walsall 0. We're also going to cover off the fans forum and the Birmingham Senior Cup as well. Last night, Walsall, in the Predictions League, I'd gone one apiece. On my match preview, I was feeling confident at 3-0. But when we saw the team, Andy Williams up there again, it was all possible. But Walsall didn't turn up again. And this is a worrying thing. Mike Flynn getting the players up for the game. Wimbledon, from what I see from the highlights, were all over us and looking much more energetic. Owen Evans, perhaps the only one to come out with any credit. Excellent save on 10 minutes from Adam Woodyard. Excellent header and excellent save, which, on the basis of what I've seen, the Lee Moore Winders man of the match is Owen Evans. Not much credit really for any of the other players. Our Wilco had a chance. That was one, but I mean, it's just not enough cohesion, but not enough heart. And this is what concerns me really. Walsall have put a few of these in, haven't they, where Flynn's obviously getting very frustrated, but they're not competing for certain games. It's not getting them up for the game. And when you're playing a team that haven't won in 12, you should be all over them. But Wimbledon wanted it more. Wimbledon wanted it more, without doubt. We did, is it a highlight? Labadie got his first few minutes. He came on for the last quarter of an hour after it was after we were 2-0 down. We also had Taylor Allen come on after the first goal. Also Songo and Matt Stevens. But 5 minutes after they came on, the game was over with the second goal. They did score another, ruled for offside after a mistake by McKenty. All in all, fairly depressing result, really. On the fans forum, Lee Pomlett had said he hadn't given up on Walsall reaching playoffs. Does he still think we've got a chance? That's optimism on a whole new level. I thought I was the eternal optimist, but even I am realising now that it's not going to be possible. The fans forum itself, fairly calm affair really. Ben Boycott sort of kicked things off, and mate, it was a good statement really. A couple of the key things for me that came out: the investors are not sort of not got an instant return or not got a set return laid out for them, which is almost like giving to charity really, or sort of loaning money for free. So there's not many people do that. So their heart must be in the right place. What is their ultimate reward? What is their ultimate reward? I think if Walsall could get themselves out of League 2 and get us challenging at the top end of League 1, and a Moneybags owner wanted to buy the club, that could be a sell-up moment, and they might get the money back that way. But what Ben Boycott's talking about is sort of a 20-year coverage, 20-year programme. So it's not a short-term money-making scheme. It's a long-term community building, which is all to their credit. All to their credit. The frustration, of course, with Flynn, but they're backing Flynn. Lee Pomlett did say that it was his team, and he was giving him time. He was giving him time to do it. But ultimately, it is his team. So if he doesn't do any good with Walsall, with his own players, he's got no excuse, has he? I think there's a little bit of dissent building against Mick Flynn. But I think next season we need to be competing at the top end of the division, or he might get the chop. Some saying perhaps now, but I think it's early doors. We have had a lot of injuries, and that's certainly affected us. But the no heart last night is perhaps a bigger problem. A lot of the other questions, you would expect in lots of discussions around the squad and that sort of thing. We did talk about DJ and how Mansfield sort of priced him out. So it was a deal Walsall tried to do, but in the end it was something that was sort of never really going to happen. And we can understand it, really. Mansfield were competing with Walsall for a playoff place, and us having DJ would have been a massive help. So trying to price us out of it or hold us to ransom for him was always going to happen. Really. But as Lee Pomnett said at the fans forum, nobody else took him up on their offer either, which sort of tells you how ridiculous it was. And with the 15 goals he'd scored in 30 games, he was certainly a hot prospect the clubs would have wanted to get involved with. So obviously what Mansfield was sort of asking was a no deal scenario. There's quite a few sort of random stuff really in the fans forum, which has been covered by other areas, so I won't cover that. What also happened last night, Walsall were away to Chasetown in the Birmingham Senior Cup semi-final. We did lose out, but we had some credible performances. Barrett, the keeper, did very well. Lee was there. He suggests that he could be back up for Owen Evans next season. That'll save some budget, wouldn't it? Real Sawyers and Baldwin, they both played well. And Marv and Ronan Mayer also were a credit. But ultimately, they were outgunned. So that's another competition we've ducked out of. So for the rest of the season, nothing to play for. Is it time to bring in some more of the young guns and see what they're made of in the first team berth? There's one player particularly, which we all know about. Will he get a run in the first team? After the debacle of last night, you would think he'd be looking for any player who can come in and show heart to be on the pitch. Right then, that's all for now. Walsall Fan TV, the joy, endless pain.